The Asaba International Airport was built 4 years ago with the aim of providing a safe, fast and reliable means of transportation network linking Asaba to other centers of political and economic activities within and outside the country. A few months ago, the airport was downgraded by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority because of the state of its runway and other facilities. Following this situation, only the Dash 8 Q400 aircraft or its equivalent is allowed to fly in here until all the safety measures are guaranteed. But the state government says it's not resting on its oars as it seeks to fulfill the requirements regarding the runway.
Shortly before this administration came into existence on May 29, the aviation authorities downgraded the airport, thereby making it difficult for a high-level or heavy-duty planes to land. And their reason then border more on some aspect of the runway and then some other navigational facilities. And I can tell you, if you go to the airport now, you will see that so much work is being done, particularly with respect to cutting of the hills that the aviation authorities believe is not good enough for those very high and very heavy aircraft.
Ahead of the state government's launch of the proposed construction of a 20 billion naira cargo airport in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, authorities concerned have been visiting the site of the proposed construction. With a memorandum of understanding already signed between all parties involved, the state government says the project is necessary because of the benefits, especially in terms of economic development, revenue generation, and job creation.
The benefit is a lot because airport is an opener for economic development. I know with Nasarawa State located within the food basket of this region, they will use the airport in exporting food items, perishable or fresh products. The second thing is that, of course, it will develop tourism. And, last but not the least, of course, it will provide alternate for other airports that are around the region.
In order to boost air service capacity in Nigeria, Asman Air Services Limited has acquired 5 new aircraft for flight operations within and outside the country. The aircrafts include 2 B737, 2 777-300 and a cargo plane which arrived at the Aminu Kano International Airport in Kano. The airline says that the expansion will enable it begin its international operations.
We have seen that there's demand for air travel, both locally and abroad. So that is why we decided to increase our fleet to actually 10 aircraft between now and 2017. We want to go international. We just don't want to continue doing domestic. Our customers are complaining about regional operations, international operations, especially pilgrimage.
The House of Representatives Joint Committee on Aviation, Labour and Employment has suspended its investigation into the decision of Virgin Atlantic Airways to sack its Nigerian cabin crew, saying that it deferred to the fact that the matter was already before the National Industrial Court. Chairman of the investigation, Nkiruka Onye, the investigation at the National Assembly, Abuja. The House last week summoned the Minister of State for Aviation, Mr. Hadi Sirika, and the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, to appear before the committee within 48 hours over the decision of the airline to lay off its Nigerian cabin crew. And on the foreign scene, Rolls-Royce has carried out the initial run of a demonstrator Trent 7000 engine, the power plant which will be fitted into the Airbus A330neo. The aero engine manufacturer says the power plant successfully completed its first run on a test bed at the company's Derby headquarters. The engine is a successor to the Trent 700 for the current A330 line, but will feature architecture from the Trent 1000, 10 built for the Boeing 787 and technology from the Trent XWB for the A350. Airbus is aiming to put the A330neo into service in late 2017.
Ever wondered who the people responsible for piecing together the clues left in the wreckage of a plane crash actually are? When it comes to planning investigations into major aeroplane crashes in Nigeria, such as the Dana crash of June 2012 and the Associated Airlines of October 2013, all of which involved a tremendous loss of life, nothing can be left to chance. In Nigeria, aeroplane crashes come under the domain of the Accidents Investigation Bureau (AIB), which is responsible for the investigation of civil aircraft accidents and serious incidents. But taking up a job as an investigator requires quite an amount of experience.
It's a long way. Started a long time ago, maybe about 40 years ago. And as an aircraft maintenance engineer, transformed over time to flight engineer, and from flight engineering on into accident investigation. It's all about telling you that most of the things we did when we were online flying, now is the time to see that you did a lot of things wrong and you're out there to correct it.
In aviation, accident will happen when it will happen. And since we are operating an equipment that is faster than the brain, you have to ensure that you are matching the brain, the speed. And that is the reason why you are not allowed to guess. Everything has to be by the book, whether as a pilot or as an engineer. You have to refer to your checkbook, to your checklist. You have to refer to your maintenance manual, so that you have to do the right thing. And in aviation, since there is no perfect human being, mistakes are likely to happen.
And there are days when the job demands a tough call.
Well, take the wings aviation crash in Cross River State. It was hectic, going up the mountains. In fact, I don't want to mince word here. Even the police commissioner that went with us collapsed. He had to be revived because it wasn't that easy.
In the years of my accident investigation, every accident is unique. Anyone you consider very challenging, you see the next one as also very all of them. There is no little accident that you can say this one is the most challenging, though you have issues, especially in gathering information, in management of information, writing the reports, in presentation of what actually happened to the public. It has to be done by the rules.
Emotions could also run high.
The bodies, that's the victims. So I had, to be with the bodies. I was at the mortuary at every point in time, relate with the families of the victims. We had several meetings with the Lagos State government, with the relatives and families of and friends of the victims, and seeing the emotion, you feel that something has really happened. So people outside may think that we don't have feelings. We have feelings because we are pilots, we are engineers, we have friends, and we know that if by our action or inaction we commit one error, it can lead to the loss of valuable lives, and who knows whether even my family or my relatives could be the next person.
In the long run, the goal of any accident investigation is to ensure that similar accidents do not occur in the future.
This is our curtain call on this edition, and we are eagerly expecting your mails via our feedback platform. I'm Bukola Joketumbi. Bye for now.